Hey guys, it's Elias with Ultralight Hunters, and today I wanted to go over my compact and ultralight gunsmithing setup. So this system is perfect whether you're working on your guns at home or in the field. It's very easy to pack away in either your hunting bin or if you're flying in your luggage and not take up a bunch of space or weight. The total weight on this kit is only about 3.5 pounds, so it doesn't take up a lot of weight in your baggage allocation if you're checking bags. But if you're flying to a hunt, it is nice to be able to work on your guns because there might not be a gunsmith wherever you're going for your destination hunt. So going over the kit itself, I do want to touch on, you can get all this for about $200, so it's not super expensive. Going into the heart of this setup is the Tipton compact range vise. I love this thing, can't say enough good things about it. So as you see, it's folded down into a very nice compact and flat package, but it quickly folds out into a gun vise that you can then put your firearm in and keep it steady for when you're working on it. This thing is awesome. I use this at the range. I'll use it when I'm on a hunting trip. You can just put it on your tailgate and it locks in place and gives you just a nice way to keep your firearm stable when you're working on it. And that's really important, especially when you're leveling a scope. Being able to keep that firearm still while you torque everything down is really nice. And these things are not super expensive. They're only about $30 on Amazon. So they're just great. I love them. Can't say enough good things about them. And again, they fold down into nothing. Next, I have the Wheeler scope levels. So these are a little pricey for what they are. They're like 70 bucks, but it allows you to mount your scopes and keep them level, and they're very nice. So it has the rifle level on top. This just allows you to level your gun quickly in the vise, and then you can mount this onto the barrel, and that keeps you having a reference for your leveling system. And I might make a video on that if you guys want it. There's a lot of them on YouTube already on how to level a scope properly, but this lets me level my scopes. Next, I have the Wheeler fat wrench. So this is just an inch-pound torque wrench. These are super common in the gunsmithing space. They have all the bits you need for your firearms, and it also allows you to torque your rings down to spec. So that is really important. If you over torque your rings, you can mess up the scope's ability to dial effectively, and it can mess up the internals. So it's important to tighten your scopes down to whatever the manufacturer says to do. Also in here, I'll keep a little bit of blue Loctite. And no, I'm not using this on my scope rings. Most manufacturers say not to do that because it can mess up the torque and can actually, because of the hydraulics, create an over torquing problem. But this is for the scope rings when I'm mounting them to the base of the firearm. On my Kimber, the rings are mounted directly to the receiver. So for that, I do use blue Loctite. And it's just nice to have blue Loctite with you, so it weighs nothing and I just keep it in here. Okay, next on the kit is my Leatherman Wave Plus. So this thing, you guys have seen it before in my other videos. It's part of my utility kit and just my general purpose tool when I'm out in the field. But the reason why it's part of my gunsmithing kit, and again, why it's so versatile, is because it has these removable bits. So with the bit kit from Leatherman, I have all the torque wrenches I need to work on my scopes or friend scopes, and I can quickly swap them in and out, and it allows me to quickly fix my guns in the field, especially when I'm away from my gunsmithing setup. Let's say I bump a scope in the field, but I just want to make sure everything's tightened down real quick. No, I'm not going to over torque it with this. I'll be careful, but it does give you a quick way to repair your kit in the field. And also when you're actually at your base camp and working on stuff, it's important to back out the screws with the Leatherman and not your torque wrench, because you can throw the torque wrench out of spec by backing out screws with a torque wrench. So I use this to back out the tools or repair it in the field when I'm away from my gunsmithing setup. And again, I highly recommend buying the Leatherman bit kits as well. Just gives you all the bits you could ever need pretty much for working on any hunting gear. I've never found where this hasn't been adequate for the job. And I do keep these in my utility kit, which I have right here. So if you guys want to see a complete video on this, I made one. I'll put a link in the description below and you guys can watch it. But these, and along with my Leatherman, will ride in this kit. The last thing in this kit is some paintbrushes. Now you might be asking what paintbrushes are for, and that's just to witness mark the screws on my scope ring. So that gives me a quick way to visually check if something's backing out on me in the field. And it also gives me a quick reference point for if something has backed out to tighten it down again, and I'll use the witness mark kind of as a makeshift torque gauge. So if the ring is already down to torque and then I witness mark it, if I tighten it back down to where the lines meet up, it should be pretty close to torque, at least for the time being, and then I'll double check it whenever I actually get to my torque wrench. So that is my complete gunsmithing setup, or at home or in the field. One of the last things that I have, and this is just a nice to have, is the Garmin Zero chronograph. And I do bring this with me whenever I go on a hunt, and it allows me to quickly get my velocities wherever I go. So usually I'll do a quick range day, get velocities, make sure my data is good. Sometimes if for whatever reason, like you're out of ammo or you need to pick up ammo at the place you're going, allows you to quickly get that velocity and then be able to make long range shots out in the field because all your data will be trued up. So I always bring a Garmin Zero chronograph with me as well. You do not need that to work on your firearms, but it is nice to have, but these things are kind of expensive. And lastly, I just bring some 8-inch adhesive sticky targets. So I carry one in my utility kit as well, but I also keep a couple of these at my base camp in my truck, and it allows me to quickly set up a range. I can put them on a stump, whatever, or on a rock, and do a quick zero check, do a velocity check. Sometimes if you have to swap ammo for whatever reason, or your buddy needs to reach sight in, it's just nice to have some targets. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on my gunsmithing setup. It doesn't cost a whole lot of money, especially if you exclude the Garmin Zero, and is very useful out in the field or at home. And it's all I've ever found I needed when working on my firearms. I'm never swapping barrels in the field or doing anything crazy. This is just really to make sure your scope is mounted properly to your firearm. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any comments or questions, please reach out below. I'd love to answer them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks, and have a great day.